field. Moving on in right now, looks like Vincent Short, the 15, trying to defend off the 34 and the 14 of Kyle Pengraff. 34 Wysocki, Pengraff in that 14 machine. Moving ahead into the field here, moving down in line. Vincent Short doing a tremendous job right now, just keeping a good pace and a good shot in. It's going to be interesting to see if he can really do more with it and do more damage as we go along with the race. Dotson now, the Holler Boys racing State Farm 87. Going up on the outside line. See Funkhauser actually building up some good speed here. Keeping his pace and keeping his momentum in good condition. Cook Quick right behind him here. The R&R Raceware 54. Looking to possibly make a move off on the back straightaway, make a run down on him. Moving his way on in, looking to come back through the shot. Trying to see if he can make a pass there, not quite going to get it just yet. Wysocki going to the bottom as well. Vincent Short got his old teammate back there as well, kind of trying to help him out, trying to work with him. We saw that happen in Talladega. Was the first time we ever saw these drivers go out there and battle. And it really, in my opinion, it was definitely the Holler Boys that was putting on the show that night, really giving everything they had. But that last bit of that race really cost them dearly and cost them a lot of precious time. I was wondering tonight if that would be the same case here, but so far it does not appear to be. Brian McCann, Kevin McCann, still your race leaders here. Pretty much just been conserving and consuming all the speeds and all the momentum here tonight, and it certainly is showing. We are now pulling up on the screen here your points race here tonight. Going into this one right now, Aaron Smith, though, is the guy they're all trying to take down, trying to knock off the pedestal. Kevin McCann, though, he could use a good night of racing here. Use a good points battle or two. He's currently a race leader, so these points up front for the stage will help him out, but then he's going to have to work his way from the outhouse in that one, so you will see more of that here. Back at our points here as well. Medford kind of in this hunt, been in the shot. He's up with 257. Jesse B. King with 230. Eric Dotson with that 208. While Brian McCann was currently a 6th running here in 207. And these are all guys, by the way, that are off from the cutoff line. They're pretty much good condition for the next round of racing. Chris Wally with 179. 178th up with Mike Harper. 10th with Brandon Medford. 176 there. The 11th for Doug Wysocki. Douglas Wysocki, 166. Tim Schofield, 165, 144 for Josh Funkhauser. 14th, Neil Quick. 15th, Cook Quick. And that's your cutoff line at 15. Then it's Hunter Clark, Cody Harger, David Tremblay. All on the bubble right now, more so for Clark and Harger. Tremblay down by a few, but he can still work his way back in and get some shots up as you see the rest of our points race here tonight popping up on your screen. So a lot of battles and a lot of racing to really keep our eye on throughout the events and throughout the show. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do and how they'll handle everything as they go along for the ride. And this was after Martinsville last time out, so next time we'll see if after race 8 of 16. Something new we have never tried on the PT Race TV before, so let me know what you guys think down there. We'll show it again later on as well, just give you guys a little refresher on who's who out there. Right now, Funkhauser, we were just talking about a minute ago, battling it out here with a little bit of that 34 Wysocki. Funkhauser in the 13th slot on the points right now, and actually in the 10th slot for the truck race here. moving their way on in, currently out of turn 1 and 2. It is Brian and Kevin McCann, still the McCann brothers leading this one in. Looks like some of them backing off a slight bit here, maybe just try to get the trucks to save some of the tire and save some of the air in there. Remember, a lot of the rubber getting laid off on this track here really burns them in and really tears them up. And really, that's not what you want here on this track. You want to keep some of that track and some of that tire tread on the surface so you have it for later on. They're doing just that and then some here, but again, it's really going to boil down to how well you survive. And then again, you got the drivers that got into that wreck earlier on that are laps down or trying to fight their way back in it. I got to believe for them right now, they are just fuming behind the ears and just trying to figure out how to get that spot back or two because of that situation there, unfortunately, right out of the gate there for Steve Singer. A little bit of twists and turns marching around here through the field as the last wind down in the stage here. Just about 1/4 of the way into this race here, 160 lap ordeal for the Spartan Logistics Management LLC IROC Challenge Series. Funkhauser has been pretty much staying behind Wysocki for most of this race, while Kyle Pengraff has been very, very conservative, very consistent here. Moving through the field now, to the bottom goes, they go indeed. Looks like Pengraff gonna lose a lot of ground. They went 3 wide, saluting there. Big moment of opportunity there. The McCann family going into pit road, 4th wide, almost a 4 wide salute. Once more, Dotson backing off completely. Trying to avoid the chaos right there on his right side. That is the 6th of Steve Singer, who pretty much started that whole collision course earlier on. Just an unfortunate incident going into turn 1 and 2. Had nowhere to go and nowhere to get out of. Aaron Smith right now will be not only a race leader, but continue to be your points leader. And he just continues to just rattle the chains and rattle them on down. Folks going into pit road and heading for the shop. Vincent Shore and Eric Dawson, both boys slowing up slightly here. Well, Vincent is. I don't know what Dawson's up to. I think he's trying to get out of that mess there with McCann. Ooh, it almost takes McCann with him there. I don't think Brian would appreciate that very much. Got almost a love tap there from him, but he managed to back off, get out of there. The A7 does have a slight right rear damage there on the fender and on the hood, on the spoiler there, and he actually will take over the race lead. He'll be our new leader. Bit of a change up in the pace, a little change up of position here. You gotta believe that really helps him out. Debbie Rose saying, "Let's go holler, boys." Debbie, great to have you on board. And the State Farm 87 swings into pit road. Hit the brakes, not that, whoa! Oh no, the A7 Eric Dotson crashed in completely on the front stretch in pit road. And now what pretty much could have been a pretty decent stop, unfortunately now it's going to turn into a nightmare. That's got to hurt, and that is not going to vote well for his situation. Good Lord Almighty, he just completely got wrapped in and taken out. Looked like he was trying to get a quick pit stop, but he just didn't realize how much speed he was carrying in those corners. And ended up smacking the wall. Kevin McCann and Brian McCann both taking back the top spots here. As usual, Brian still trademarking the old Intimidator himself on that number 3 tonight. No surprise there. I would have done the same. Kevin right now trying to stay on a perfect edge, perfect run. Both drivers kind of drafting off one another, helping each other out. Quick, Chris Medford. Look like they're going to try to catch up with that strategy that they're doing here, and I think they're starting to figure it out. through the field right now. Cook Quick is up about 1 spot while Chris Mefford is up 13 at the night. There's 20 drivers that came in with us here. 19 got onto the track, and if you can believe it, we're only down to 12 that are actually on the lead lap, or actually 11 here that's on the lead lap. And again, a lot of it is because of the fact they only have no instant repairs and only have what they brought to the table in those trucks tonight. So if they damage anything up on them, they're going to be in pit road fixing them. And you can even see Cody Harger. He's got a lot of damage on that right side, little scrapes and bruises. Same with the number 6. That's Vincent Short, number 15, now looking to possibly make the corner off, make the run down. He'll look to put a bit of a full throttle assault and a charge off on Harger. Harger knows he's coming up fast. Down to the inside line, he brings it down the back straightaway. Not a straightaway, if you will, more of like a cornered in turn. Whoa! His old teammate Eric Dodson in the A7 smacking the wall there. Unfortunately, he might get a little bit of a love tap there from Singer. This is just not going well for Dodson. Not after the unfortunate situation there. Him and his teammate getting the victory back at Talladega. Now, a completely different story for that team. But I gotta believe next week will be a game changer, because you know what? Next week, we're going somewhere I have wanted to watch these drivers drive on for a very long time. They're going to Knoxville Raceway next time out. And if you thought I liked all of these races, oh boy, you do not know what I love to do with dirt. Dirt is my home field. That's my home style of recalling action. It's going to be a heyday for me. Yeah, but right now, currently, the Chicagoland Speedway is where we are going to continue this one on by. Gorgeous facility here at Chicagoland. Unfortunately, not anymore driven by NASCAR series. And still can't quite figure out for the life of me why they do not run it here anymore. It seems like when these guys always come out here to race, seems like it's always a good battle and a good showcase. At least on the iRacing style of it, and I've even seen it happen on the heat stuff. But as you can see, Neil Quick saying, I don't play heat, I play out. I'm a little quicker than that. He goes straight to the bottom, runs them off. And takes over for third here. Now trying to hunt down Kevin and Brian McCann. The McCann boys still leading this in as laps continue to pace out. Aaron Smith, your points leader right now, showing you why he is that points leader as he continues to keep with the pace. He's up 14 here tonight and just completely hard charging around, not giving any issues or any situations in the virtual school racing 70 tonight. Some folks last week asked about the paint schemes and why they all look the same here. Well, again, as we mentioned before, they're kind of playing off the IROC trade, kind of the SRX trade, if you will, which is basically a solidarity form. It's not how much of cool designs and all that you got. You get some different logos and stuff there and different color schemes, but you only have to work with the one pattern and one design and pretty much and then the rest is all on the driver to showcase why that truck is faster than the others. It's a unique concept and a beautiful concept in my opinion, because it really showcases the best and the fastest and the brightest drivers out on the series. We're certainly seeing that and then some here tonight. I tell you what though, man, if that wasn't that first little wreck we saw earlier, I gotta believe these guys would be a lot closer to get a little more pited in and pited up. It was just an unfortunate incident though that you just couldn't get away from. It happens in racing. You can never expect what happens in the first corners, the first turns, but you know, these guys have definitely proven, in my opinion, that they can have a tremendous race and a tremendous battle for the points race and the points win, depending on how they are on the series and what they're doing out there. And currently the field right now laps down, or in trouble of being laps down. Dakota Clark 38, you can see a lot more cleaned up, a little more spick and span, but a lot of that has to do with the fact he was in pit road as long as he was. He's really eyeing more of the cautions when those pop up in stage breaks. That's going to be a saving grace here as Vincent Short now swings his way inside, takes currently in the 6th spot and up 4 at the night. Kevin McCann and Brian McCann both now switching out positions once more. Brian getting the better of his family member Kevin. About almost over 100 laps left in this one to go. Still plenty of time though for anybody to catch up to these guys, especially on those later races here. You see that winner tag sticker there on the number 3 of Kevin McCann there and Brian McCann. Brian in the 3, Kevin in the 33. That little sticker on the side showcases that he is a winner on the circuit and on the series. And I gotta believe for Brian, he's definitely proud of that and then some, knowing he took down the best drivers out there. And actually, right there, it shows he's the Season 2 champion. As we mentioned before here tonight, man, he's currently in the points race. He's in a pretty good spot here. Only in 6th place right now with the rest, with about 207. While Aaron Smith, the number 1 seed in this event here, is at 290. But again, it doesn't matter how much you do well in that racing. It just matters that you get past the cutoff line. And he is certainly doing it. Remember again here tonight, the points race here. They will have points in the top 3 for stage 1, then stage 2. Then a winner race will give you an extra bonus points. And of course the points you add in from that will come by from the rest. So Vincent Short, the last of the Holler Boys, at least on the lead lap here, is currently going to be a race leader. Holler Boys, get the rabbit's foot out, my boys, because we need to get that thing rubbing. Vincent's our last hope in this one. Well, he certainly ain't giving anything up out there. He'll still fight whatever he's got. Cody Harger trying to catch up there with him, trying to get the speed up. Brian and Kevin McCann already out of pit road. So whenever these guys go into pit road, if anything, I'd start figuring out when that time comes, because again, they only will I think they're going to go till about, what we got tonight, bro? Lap 80? I don't know, I was not given I don't believe I was given the stage break here tonight on what we all have out here. I'll double check though real quick, but I believe we do not have any information on when we are going to be having this stage break here tonight. Nope, nothing on that end. So, but going off the old saying, I'd say probably about lap 80, lap 90 would be about when we see the stage come out. In the chat saying lap 75. Oh, okay, so lap 75, yep. That's why I got the Holler Boys down there. They got my back. I love you guys. Speaking of got their back, looks like Aaron Smith's got the back end of the 46 of Mefford. Mefford seeing right in front, right behind him in his rear view mirror. The pack though of McCann's coming at him here. Throwing a bunch of cans and bottles at them, trying to get them out of the way here. You can just see them charging off quickly. Kevin and Brian beautifully cornering in and using the draft to their advantage. Medford and Smith falling back once more. Back up to the front right now. Kyle Pengraff, the only driver that's even anywhere near in this top 5 half right now. He's about 14 seconds back of Cody Harger and about 17 back of Vincent Short. Vincent about 3.5 seconds ahead of Cody Harger, but Harger is starting to build up a little bit of speed down there, starting to build a little bit of momentum back in his favor. See if that works out well for him and helps him out here. You can just see, though, how much he's got to get off that throttle and off the corner there to make sure he does not drive it into the wall. These corners come up quick on you. That's one thing I've always said here about Chicagoland I love and I absolutely hate, is that when you're coming off that exit, the truck likes to drift up quite a bit and right into the wall. Almost like that thing's got a magnet to you. It's just really trying to pull you in. Aaron Smith currently trying to get back ahead of Medford, maybe just kind of weighing in weight here, of course, with 15 laps remaining before we head into the pit stop here. And then a little bit of a get and go for the stage break. Pengraff heading into the pit road here. Doug Wysocki now going to move up into the top 10 to the top 9. Funkhauser will look to do much of the same. Running out on some old tires and some old truck area, but it seems to be working for him. As the McCann boys now come up quickly to him, he's already been a lap down to Harger and Short, and it looks like the McCanns are going to get him here. That's got to be the one thing that really's got to scare you a little bit every time you just go into pit road, is just that worry and that fear of possibly that big, this darn yellow flag coming out. But thankfully, got 6 guys right now that are on the lead lap. Certainly not holding back at all. I think Vincent right now is probably actually doing the smartest of the runs here. He's trying to lay in for the long haul and get that points he can get here. 5 points go into the stage break, and that will be a big get for him. Cook quick to 54. Pretty solid night for him as well. The R&R racewear. 54 machine currently been in a good spot or two. Can say what he can do here. He's currently in 8th at the moment. Still got a good shot though in the next stage breaks or so. I think really we get to the later half of this race here, I think that's what's going to really change the mindsets of these drivers quickly and really focus them more not from the drafting and not from the long run, but now into these short, frenetic pace runs. Saving my voice up for that because I just got a bad feeling that those guys are going to break my voice out here when we get to the big stage coming up. So we're going on lap 75 to stage, so it means we go back green at 80. And I believe we're probably going to go around, what, about 30, go to about 130, 125, I would say, probably, before we get to the final stage, right? Waiting for my old boys down there to help me out here a little bit, but we'll give them time to talk. I think they're trying to spot right now with our boy Vincent. He's currently still in the race lead, about 3.5+ seconds ahead, but the problem is McCann's are coming up quick on him. He just needs to fill more laps. Got 10 to go to finish out the stage. Kevin and Brian, they were leading most of this one for the night here. Is doing pretty much a killer job at holding themselves accountable and holding themselves standstill. Every time they're out on this track, it just seems like they've been really working together as a team and working together as a family member in group style. And that really just goes to show you that this may be a single man sport, but that don't mean teams can't get involved and help each other out, even if they're family or blood related, or if they're just good friends. They always seem to have something pop up in between. White Sox here looking a lot better after all the unfortunate incidences he suffered back at Martinsville Speedway last time out. Tonight looking a lot better for him and his crew and his team. And it certainly seems that way here as we take a look at our pit strategy here, and you can just see how far short is coming from. Not trying to shorten his way out here, but I gotta say, that fuel run is looking very, very cautious there. He's pushing a lot of it. But I think he has just enough to survive and get it finished up. As I said that, he's actually in the pit road now. So he heads in there and he will have to work his way off from that spot now. He's going to fall back of the field. Brian and Kevin taking back their spots, and Brian will be the new leader. He really wants another season championship added to that truck. He was season 2's champion. He would love to be the season 3. In order to do that, though, he's got to try to take down some big names like Aaron Smith and Chris Medford. And these guys right now, I just got to believe, saving up the equipment and saving up for the time being. Kyle Pengraff right now doing a tremendous job hanging with this field. Currently only in 11th right now, and maybe one of the guys are a lap down, but considering what we saw earlier and how everything's been playing out, honestly, it might not be a bad situation for them. Nicky Short saying holla boys with some heart emojis in between. Nicky, glad to show some support to the fans. A good show of support to them. Vincent is back out. Currently is back into 8th here, but with a fresh set of tires and a splash of gas in there, I gotta believe that'll help him out of his cause a little bit. Harger right now was holding up quickly, but you can see he is driving up high a little bit, bringing it back down low. He says, let's see where this one goes, and it's not looking like Vincent's not going to catch him here. Vincent's definitely going to get some speed on him here. He's got a run coming up on it. Building the momentum back into his corner, building back in his favor. We're down to the final 5. High 5, holding the air. That one for the stage anyway. Drivers know they've got to start making some moves and some quick positions here if you're up front. Mainly between Brian McCann and Kevin McCann. Neil Quick ahead enough of Chris Medford. I don't think he's got anything to worry about for that 3rd spot, but the battle for the race lead going into the stage break and the illustrious 5 points of bonus will help either one of them out. Kevin on the back straightaway now has a lot of chance, a lot of opportunity to make his way around his family member Brian. Brian, though, I don't think he's going to give him an opening and not give him a shot here. Honestly, if I was Kevin, though, I may honestly would just say leave the points out for this one and then focus on the next stage and take those ones. Big as he is just getting that little thought, that little feeling, little tingling sensation to his side there. Brian is right there, holding him down, holding him off, still continuing to hold the race lead in. And the laps wind up. We got 2 to go of the stage. Guys in the back right now currently still just trying to get something figured out, if you will. David Trumbley, unfortunately, the 96 damaged up badly. Eric Dotson puts it into pit road. So has Mike Harper, while Steve Singer, kind of the one that I would feel the most bad for here with all the damage he suffered. It's still hanging out there and still hanging in. Going around out of turn 4 this time by. Solid night, a solid stage race. But Brian McCann still has the race lead from Kevin. Kevin going to try to get him here, coming down around. Might have an opening. But he's going to have lap traffic in his way now too. The 34 right below Wysocki here. Whoa, he pushes his family member Brian down there. Kevin goes up. 3 wide salute. This is gonna be the 5 points for the stage when they go off of turn 4. Kevin with a slight lead and advantage. Brian pulls it quick down to the straight and and that one is way too hard to call. They went dead even across the stripe. I am getting word right now. The race officials are calling it. Kevin McCann gets him. And looking right now at that last lap time. Oh my, folks, that last lap, you're not even going to believe it. That last go around there, a 32.04 for Kevin and a 32.2 for McCann. Distance between each other, well, it wasn't even much. It was really they're going to tell me right now it's like 300ths of a second between each other, maybe even a thousandth. I believe that because that was a cold, close finish. That is how you end the stage out, and that's your second caution of the night. This one being the actual stage caution here, so the drivers that were down a lap or two might have a shot at getting their lap back. It's definitely going to help their cause out and definitely help their situation here a little bit. So Cook Quick goes into pit road. Kevin McCann, Brian McCann go into pit road as well. So the drivers will head off there and set them off and everything here. We will take a look at them as we go along. But race fans, when we come back, we are going to see some more action here from our drivers here in the Spartan Management Logistics LLC iRacing Series. There's more action to be had. There's a lot more battles to come. We're not done here yet. Stay tuned. We've got more to show. We'll see you in just a sec. Tonight's race has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management LLC, by R&R Racewear, by Loud Pedal Gaming, by iRacers Lounge Podcast. We talk all things iRacing in a casual setting. And by Evidence-Based Mommy, combining science and wellness for thriving families. Evidence-Based Mommy is where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and kids thrive. And right now, as we get ready to thrive back up into this one, first stage done. We'll have a couple more laps to go through in the stage 2. And then it's go time for the big one. So on the race start, looks like Brian McCann and Kevin McCann will be our two guys up. So Brian, despite not winning the stage points there, the first spot anyway, still gets at least the second place stage points, which will help his cause out a little bit. Ninth right now, currently Doug Wysocki, the only other driver that is on the lead lap here. Everybody else is down a lap or down 2 or more. A lot of damage and repair done up on these trucks, trying to get them somewhat remedied out and trying to get them fixed up a bit. Hopefully to survive and conquer here. Marching their way around the track here. Kevin and Brian going to the outhouse. Time for them to go back a few spots. As will Neil Quick. Remember, top 3 will go to the back from the stage. Neil was the 3rd place guy in that, so that will give the guys a little bit of a chance up here, but I gotta believe for Aaron Smith the second, he's gonna be very, very happy knowing he can get an extra bonus points or 2 up on his race lead and continue his pure dominance of this series. But I gotta wonder though, when he heads to Knoxville Raceway next week, how well will he transfer his asphalt series racing over to the dirt series, that is. Pace truck's coming off this time by out of turn 4. We're getting ready to get back to the show, back to the action. Lead them off through the green flag start. And the power and the speeds come through. We have life. We're back on the run. And right down the bottom line immediately, Vincent Short. Not going to give an inch early. He wants to make his run quick and make it fast. He knows he doesn't have as many laps to worry about, so this time he can really start to just play into his advantages and play into his run. But you can see here they're going to have Cody Harger sneak his way on the inside. 3 wide, so leading off turn 4. Vincent backs off though. Aaron Smith getting a good run down now. From the crossover there, looks to make his way around. Cook quick, Aaron giving a full run attack there. New leader. Aaron Smith taking the race lead over, only for how long though, because here comes Cook quick, right back into the attack, crossover straight to the bottom. There's the run you were looking for. Get used to seeing that here at Chicagoland, man. They'll do that often. They will do it a lot. Vincent Short now crossing up to the high side while Cook quick goes to the bottom lane yet again. Harger just kind of looking from behind. Does have a little bit of damage still on that right side, although I don't know if that's maybe just cosmetic or if it actually is got a fender or 2 bumped in. Cosmetic being basically he scrapes the wall up, but it did not bend or flap anything into the corner. Generally speaking wise, you can run these trucks in quite well with what you got, what you have to handle with. Kyle Pengraff right now maybe a couple laps down, but he's not having any issues trying to fight out with the best guys here. Dakota Clark at 38 right now just kind of left all alone. Same with Matt Kopp there, not being anywhere near the field. As the front runners currently have to deal with lap traffic right in front and behind them here. Kevin and Brian McCann already moving up quickly here, trying to make some runs down. Neil Quick actually getting ahead of Kevin. So Kevin's going to have a little bit more time to have to work off of, build something in. Steve Singer, the 6 machine, falling back way in and just having all sorts of trouble. David Tremblay, the 96, just, man, you can just see, man, even it's been a couple laps in, just all those laps and wear and tear and all the trouble this truck has gone through, I'm just amazed. He's still hanging in there as much as he is. Coming off on the back straightaway here, Vincent Short, Cody Harger right now in a little bit of a battle. Harger looking to cross him there, builds the draft up from the speed, and now he looks to take it away from Vincent, but Vincent doing a very good job holding his line in and holding his spot up. That's one thing about these speeds that you have to make sure you're very aware of, is making sure you don't let the other get ahead of you that fast or that quick. He certainly is doing it and then some. Past the halfway point here, it is surely anybody's race. Cook Quick kind of coming up on the drivers, coming up fast as well. He's not done yet. He still sees opportunity where he can strike as well. You saw him earlier on really fighting hard with the leaders. But Aaron Smith kind of being in his own little world right now. That I believe he's probably happy about that. Because nobody doesn't have to worry about too much going on behind him other than Vincent Short and Cody Harger just going at it. But the problem is the Cook Quick, the fact that he's wrapping off with both of them, more or less in my opinion, gives the advantage to the ones that are battling with each other, because that means that he can just kind of come in and sneak his way around and help out the other or the or. Point standings now popping back up on your screen right now. These are where the drivers are at and where they need to keep trying to get out at. And again, just a reminder of the point system wise, when you come up on the finish here, the race, if you win the race, you get 3 extra bonus points. Your point system basically it's followed with 40 points to the winner, then 38, then 36, 34, 32nd, or 32, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, and so on and so forth from there. So really the top 10 getting those extra 2 bonus points, if you will, really have a big advantage here when it comes to how they finish and how they preserve. But again, really all boils down to how much control can you handle on the trucks and how much can you run them down. And in those that do win a race, they have to also work their way from the outhouse to the White House in the actual race itself. It's a very unique format, very unique place to really get yourself into that kind of mess, into that situation, because it really can tell the men from the boys. And in my opinion, it really makes for a good show. Vincent Short now starting to get a good run down, starting to build up some serious speeds there to Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith has been pretty much rock solid in this stage. Pretty much leading him on in, and I think it's about time we head to the onboard camera here and do a little talking about how he's doing this. As I mentioned before here, really this track is all about just turning left and making it stick, and you can see how that wheel is turning left in, but he's not turning too much of it. But look at the throttle rhythm. Watch as he enters into the turn. Notice how he barely, if at all, lifts in the corner. Remember, because you're turning left, you're pretty much staying in the throttle for most of this rundown, which means you're not having to back off or give too much up to these drivers. When that settles in, when that gets into position, it really helps you out for a long haul when you got the tires set just right. But again, you really have to watch those tires and watch the mobility of what's going on out there. Some drivers moving up to the front right now. Currently, Brian McCann looking to take it to the can and take down a few other drivers here. He's working from the back of the pack now, up from the front, up to the front he goes. He's got Pengraf right in front of him though. Pengraf is currently a lap, or quite a few laps down I should say, and that's not helping his cause any. The 66 of Cody Harger are going to go into pit road. He opts to go in now rather than later. Getting word from the Holler boys right now. Vince to the lead in 8 laps. Oh, will he be able to have time for that though? Because there's trouble right in front of us. Big trouble. Chris Medford, the 46, gets a big lick and a half there. And the damage now very severe. Caution is flying. It's out. Well, that did not end well at all for Medford, and we're going to find out why that was the case here. I don't even know what to say about this one, but it looks like him and Cook Quick got into it. Cook knows he's very close to being put off from the bubble. You know he's in trouble of losing serious points tonight. And to me, it looked like just a racing ordeal. Almost goes up in the air though. That could have been a gnarly little flip there for the 46. Almost completely sideways and on around. And if you're Cody Harger right now, you got to think, wait a minute, did we just seriously go at a caution while I was driving in pit road? I think I just caught a break here, boys. He certainly thinks he has, I would believe so. Kyle Pengraff's going to stay on out. Harger's going to have to get his lap back. And that's going to really hurt his chances here to stay in it. So our field will now pace their way back in. Looks like the Cam boys are going to get back up to the front here and back in to the race lead. As you see the 38 there, Dakota Clark, heading on into pit road. His damage still very severe. He's going to try to somewhat get that cleaned up and hopefully have a shot at getting some positions back in. I don't know if I have enough time to do that or if he will be able to do that in this case, but he certainly is giving it a fair shake and a fair shot here. So right now you're looking at Kevin McCann there, the family member to Brian McCann, who is in the number 3 machine. The 33 was Kevin, you saw a second ago. And those two earlier on, if you're just now tuning in with us here on the show, pretty much led this whole thing off, pretty much having nothing but position and satisfaction. And they've definitely got a good run and a good shot at possibly taking more of this over for themselves. Right now, Cody Harger is going to be 2 laps down at the moment. Kyle Pengraff going to be back on the lead lap. Cody will get one of his laps back, though, going back around. But you can just tell and got to believe a little bit of that frustration factor has got to be boiling on him. Just thinking to himself, man, what the heck happened and how did I end up getting caught in this situation? And really, it all just boils down to just being a tough break, unfortunately. There's not a lot you can do in those circumstances or in that run. You kind of just got to go with the flow and just work with what you got. As they'll reel him off around. Field works its way back up and Pengraff getting his lap back. And it looks like Method pretty much damaged up a little bit more than I think he wants to, but he will still be able to hold off and keep a run off. Harger, the 66, well, looks like he'll get back up his lap. Pengraff and Mefford are back up there with the field. They will be on the lead lap. So now, Cook Quick, currently still in pit road, trying to get out of there quickly before he runs out of time. The field is working up fast, and they're working up quickly. If he can get back out there and quickly get up to the back straightaway, he will have his lap back, I believe. They are going green this time by. They're not waiting on anybody. If you're not back out there and racing, well, you're going to be lost in the shuffle. Cook coming up quick, no pun intended. Now he will be right there with the field. But as they march them off, it's earned for this time by. Time to bring down the hammer, time to bring down the power. We're back green flag racing in the IROC series. Still a couple more laps left of the stage before the big shootout on the final stage. And Chris Mefford already taking it into a 3 wide stance. Wysocki right in the middle of it. Vincent Short in there as well. Mefford got to be just absolutely ready to move away from these guys and move away from the whole field despite the damage suffered a little earlier on. And look at this now, Neil Quick. Coming up quickly, coming up fast. Aaron Smith actually is going to take over the race lead here. Got a good run off on the boys and now loses their position. The McCann guys cannot hold off Neil Quick here. Cook Quick may have had the first issue, but it is Neil Quick who finishes this one. Pressure tires coming up for these guys right now. That is where they wanted to see it. That's what they wanted to know, if those pressure tires would work. Vincent Short now moving up into third. Remember what they said earlier on before wins caution, 8 laps before the lead. Well, he is now pretty much getting ready to put it into the race lead if you can keep that 8-lap strategy in mind. But again, how much of this truck do you try to tear up and how much risk do you take to try to make your way around this entire field? Hard to really say. The number 12 there, Tim Schofield, having a little bit of company here. Cody Harger on the inside line. The 12 of Schofield trying to get right there with the field back into position and possibly have a little rundown with these guys. Giving plenty of room to Funkhauser. Funkhauser seemingly a lap down, unfortunately, still. But again, if that lucky dog situation pops up, he'll have a good shot at taking that back from him. He'll need every bit of it. Moving their way from the front stretch on by Kyle Pengraff. Having a good run down, but you can see Harger coming up fast, coming up quick. Anybody's race here, anybody's move or timing zone. Looks like Pengraff is going to have Harger up on the inside of his corner, bump in a lap or two here. You can see him just drafting hard and drafting quick. Pengraff to the bottom. Harger stays up where he was at a minute ago. Wysocki now 13 spots up here tonight. He's a hard charger, but the ultimate of hard chargers is the man in the race lead with the company beside him. Aaron Smith up 17, but it's going to get put to 16 back because Neil Quick, just with the quickest speed and the quickest sound, moving away and ahead. New leader is the number 2. Yeah, you can just tell by that focus and determination in his mindset. He knows he has to really work his way off and really work fast around these guys. Can't give anything up to him too soon. Can't give anything up to him too late. It's really a matter of playing chicken with the other. It's like, which one of you guys wants to blink first? Which one of you guys wants to give up first? Fuel run seems to be about the 35, 32 lap ordeal on the fuel, and it seems like also the pit stops have been pretty much playing in the same part of that. It makes you wonder if any of these guys will be able to last out in that stage 3 final stage. That's pretty much at that point. It's just gonna be who can really keep up with the pace, keep up the tone. Vincent, Aaron, and Neil all in the top 3 here right now, looking to march and charge and do everything they can to get around one another. But it seems as though if you're not on the perfect line, you're not on the perfect set, there's really not a lot you can get out of there. Vincent looking for the opening here, looking to pace his way around on the inside. Aaron Smith trying desperately to hold him down, hold him off. Virtual Racing School machine now moving up quickly, moving up fast. Seemingly without any trouble, any problems there. Funkhauser now looks like he's going to be in a little bit of a mix here. He's got Harger right behind him, and he's currently still a lap down, but he's got also Matt Kopp, the 22 machine, right there on the right. If you have McCann there, they're one of the toughest guys to beat down right now. Oh, it's a 3 wide slope, bringing him off from the front stretch. And Kopp almost causing a little bit of a storm between him and Harger. Harger having to back off, get out of the way there. It's a side-by-side duel, some in the lead laps, some on the bad laps. It looks like a little bit of a tag there for the 22. A little situation or two brewing up. They are absolutely putting on a fight, putting on a show. Neither of these drivers giving an inch or the other. Only wanting what's best for what they can do for their team and what they can do best for their crew chiefs here tonight. Kevin McCann, almost to me, it seems like he's having to slow down quite a bit in the ways here. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he, again, just was using up a lot of equipment, using a lot of tires just to build some speed back up to the guys here. Aaron Smith seemingly kind of backing off his runs and backing off his corners more as well. He knows the lap's winding down to the stage break, and stage break is coming up here. Aaron Smith right now just pretty much all but just kind of been conservative and consuming the speeds and conserving these runs. The biggest thing I've noticed with him throughout the season, I've noticed in the series, is that he's been in the points race for lead for a while, because the fact is he's not only going to get wins in, but he's also been just absolutely perfectionist on getting it up to the top 5, top 2, and really just kind of keeping an eye on that. And again, you know, it really, if you're able to do that and really keep up with that tone in that position, it really, in my opinion, helps or makes it harder for someone to get the better of the other and better of the two. Because again, you can't beat out simple strategy, which is just consistency. Consistency on the track each time out, and consistency in how you finish makes for a better case and makes for a better run. Dakota Clark now and Steve Singer gonna go at it a little bit here. Steve Singer, though, a good 3 laps back of Clark. But that's not going to make the number 6 quit at all. He's still doing what he can to hang in there. Gotta give him credit where credit's due. At least both drivers are doing what they have to just try to somewhat remedy this night out a little bit here in Chicagoland. Moving off in position now. It is Clark straight to the inside. He takes it over. No troubles there at all. Vincent Short, who we saw a little while ago, was really coming up quick, coming up fast. Now he's actually falling back a little bit as well. Aaron Smith and Quick pretty much kind of pacing their way off away from him and away from the whole field. And you can see Aaron Smith now is coming up pretty quickly and pretty fast here. Time's elapsing and running out. He knows if he's going to get those stage points and continue to thrive in the points lead in the points series, he needs to knock down Neil Quick here. Neil Quick, though, doing a great job there holding him off on the bottom line. But it is Smith on the outside who saved the tires, saved the moment, saved his breath, and now it is here for him. Moving ahead through the field, inside cradle now, Neil Quick. Trying desperately to keep the R&R, the race square number 2 ahead, but the Smith boy, the virtual sim racing, has moved ahead now for the new leader. He gave it everything he had to try to defend him off, try to block him by there, but it just was not enough. And again, it's the overall experience and control they have on the track here. We got a little bit of a situation bopping up down at turn 4 right now. Kevin McCann, like a shark in the ocean, smells a drop of blood and just goes right back on the attack. Harger and Mefford at it here. Mefford with the damage on the right side of that car. Harger with a little bit of damage on his side of it, on that same side. Both going equally side by side, battling it out. Kevin McCann right there behind. Say out of the two, I think Harger got the least of it. Mefford's got a lot of damage on that right front. He's seen the wheel hub actually popping out of that thing. Not a good sight, especially with those feathers down there. Coming up quickly, we're going to come closer to the stage end here. Aaron Smith and Neil Quick not battling as much anymore. Aaron pretty much just locked up that spot with what his run came from. Not out of it just yet here. Neither is Mefford and McCann. McCann taking it side by side with Harger. Harger pretty much is playing more of the middle road, the middle spot here. He hasn't gone top shelf, bottom shelf too often here. He's just been kind of just conserving and keeping it real with himself. The number 4 Mike Harper, unfortunately, just can't catch a break here tonight, man. The damage is just so bad. He's literally about 35 seconds back of the entire field here. Or actually, I take it back, not even 35 seconds, excuse me, 35 minutes, I should say. Yeah, for those at home that are wondering, 35 minutes on a track like this, that's almost overkill for anybody out there. That's a hard road to even come back on, much less think about. As I was saying about the top shelf earlier, I think Mefford was hearing me out. Decided he's going to send it up to the top shelf there as Harger tries to catch him up. Field works their way around now. Brian McCann just doing his last minute shots, runs off. Kevin McCann heading into pit road, mainly because of strategy there. That's all strategy for him and his crew there. That's what he's going to opt for and aim for. Mefford and Harger, these two drivers just do not give an inch. They do not give anything up, I've noticed on the show. And they certainly have made a believer out of me on that end. As the yellow flag flies on out, the stage comes to an end. And Aaron Smith will get the 10 bonus points and the big stage points that you can use. He's now literally at 300 points in total for the night. So as you can see now, pumping up on your screen, this man right here is just going to add more to the list and the growing streak he's got going on. As the rest of our field and our contenders here will try to work their way out and try to fight this way down. On the lead lap still is only in the top 9, if you can believe it. But I think Funkhauser will now have a golden opportunity to take back a lap here and then get back on the lead lap, which I gotta believe will help him out tremendously here. So the field working their way about and inside line right now. Vincent Short's going in pit road. Neil Quick and Aaron Smith doing much of the same. Kevin McCann not going to opt in just yet. He obviously went in pit road a little earlier on. All part of his strategy, he's saying down there. When we get back to the restart here, there will only be 31 laps remaining. And it just makes you question, it makes you think. With only 30, how long before somebody gets just a slight bit too aggressive, a slight bit too off the throttle and too much on the pace? The more I'm seeing, the more I'm looking at, man, it's just whoever gets in the pit road and pit out pit quickly enough. Let's look at our pit stops right now. Last pit stops here, the times wise showing a very conservative end. Some drivers having to stay in there for 50 seconds there. Some having to go in and out quickly for only about 16. Lowest time though right now is about a 12.9. That was Aaron Smith. And actually, I take it back. Steve Singer actually with a quick pit time there, as well as Chris Wally. But remember, Aaron Smith though, I gotta believe was going for fuel and tires. So he may have took only right sides out there considering the time, but I think he took all 4 if I'm not mistaken. And the rest of the field will head into pit road. They try to use it up in the last of that lap zone here, but it appears it will not work out the way they are hoping for. Cook quick will go around another lap or 2 around, so now it'll be about 30 to go on the restart. Also, a quick heads up to those that may be watching this on YouTube later. I'm going to give a quick apology here. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a scenario with the recording to get over to YouTube, so you will see the full race in that on YouTube. But there is it's gonna be a little bit weird. It's basically gonna be a one big transition. So when you hear on Facebook, it will not be the same for the first 20 laps you hear on YouTube, but the rest will be set on YouTube just fine. So just a heads up there, folks. By the way, we will get the full experience up on YouTube as well as you do here on Facebook. So again, if you guys wish and would, just like and follow us up here on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube so you can catch that race in its entirety. As our field prepares to pack them up and fight them out again, you can see those that won the stage. You go down to the back of the field, boys. You'll have to work your way back up for the front in this one. Top 3 go back down, which means now 30 remain. This looks to be a heated final 30, and I guarantee we get that last 10 laps. Oh boy. Hold your horses. We might have ourselves a war. The guy, honestly, though, I would say you need to watch out for on this restart is that number 3, and the old intimidator number 3, Brian McCann. This might be his night if he's got this thing dialed in and figured out just right. I got that overwhelming feeling he is set to take over. Cook quick, despite this damage up on the machine there, doesn't seem to be phased too often by that. Seems as though he's ready to just do what he needs to do and try to work his way on by for this race line. Kyle Pengraff currently in 2nd place. The McCann, I'm trying to figure out if he's supposed to be up in the 2nd spot there on the 1st row, or if he is going to have McCann go up there. Looks like McCann is supposed to be in 2nd run. The transponder is kind of getting us a little all confused and all over the place, but looks like he will be put up into that spot here and put on the podium here. Final stage coming your way now, race fans. Here we go, Chicagoland. It's on for the final 30. And this is where points really matter, because this is where all the bonus and extra comes into play. Oh, for Dakota Clark and Chris Medford, there's a big wreck coming right from the turn 1. Look out, look out. And you can see Medford, he was going in so quick and so hot, trying to build something back to get up to the front, and instead it cost him dearly. And what a tough break for Medford there. We'll take a look at the P10 minutes of replay. He just drove it in a little too much there on the bottom end, and Trumley gets a tag. You saw the 12 get him, and the rest of the field trying to avoid trouble, but Medford's motor blows completely out there. There's not a lot he can do about that one. That is a tough, tough, tough break. See right there, Schofield had a 4-wide salute. Medford tried to sneak his way in, and he unfortunately gets Clark, and then Schofield gets a piece of it. Absolutely devastating to say the least here, and Medford has said he's done. He is not put, motor's gone, he's done for the night. So the motor quits, and the driver has to leave. What a bummer and a heartbreak here. That is something you do not want to see at all any time on these tracks and on these races. And just goes to show you, even some of the best can make a mistake once in a while, and they will get a little too eager, a little too over their head. Will any of these drivers be able to stay grounded to the wall, grounded to the turns? We'll find out when we return. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management, LLC. By R&R Racewear. By, of course, Loud Pedal Gaming. By iRacer Lounge Podcast. We talk all things iRacing in a casual setting. And by Evidence-Based Mommy, combining science and wellness for thriving families. Evidence-Based Mommy is where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive. Right about now, this track and series has definitely been thriving more and more as we go along through this series, but I'll tell you one thing though, this track right now, I'm honestly seeing more issues here than we did at Martinsville, to be honest with you. So we'll go from final 30 to probably about final 25, if you will. Pulling off on the restart here, Brian McCann and Cody Harger are going to be the ones to keep your eye on in this one. Let's take a look at the pit strategy real quick and then the time length that these drivers took, because both of them pretty dead even on that. And the pit strategy right now, you can see both drivers pretty much in a dead even heat. With McCann going about 14 seconds in there. Harger going a full 16 in there. And I gotta believe right now Harger got a little bit more on the fuel and a little bit more on the tires, if you will. And I think that's really kind of what's going to help him pace around this field, around this track. Definitely going to give him a field advantage here and a good shot at possibly taking this one over. Neil Quick, we saw earlier as well, was doing a great number on Aaron Smith there. Aaron Smith, who managed to win that stage out, is already marching his way back up to the field, and you got to believe this caution is going to help him out even more so. Avoiding the trouble in the mishap there, Medford. Unfortunately, like I said, having too many troubles out there with the motor blowing as well, and then having to call it a night. Eric Dotson, one of the Holler boys, unfortunately had to call it a night early as well. Just trouble there for him, but thankfully his teammate in the 15, Vincent Short, is not done yet, and with a pretty clean truck on that thing, I'd say he's got a pretty good shot at taking this one over. So race fans, it's getting late in the race, and again, possibility to end this one out on a high note. 25 laps remain. Let me know in the comment section down below. Who do you got? Who do you see winning this one? I don't really have a pick on this one. I just know that this track can give us a multitude of angles and a multitude of ways to win this one out. We're going to find out the final 25 coming on up. Marching their way across the stripes and across through the turns. In they go. To the green flag we show. Here we go. Here we are. Here comes Harger. Harger right now trying to defend off some company here. Pengraf literally just snuck his way in the inside zone. He's rocking extremely close on the bottom line. That is no man's land if I ever saw it. And somehow Pengraf managed to hold it down there. They're going to go in a side-by-side duel here, and the more that the Brian McCann can see this behind him, you know, the more he's just going to charge up ahead and get away from him. He's doing that, and then some. Vincent Short now having a little bit of company. Here comes Aaron Smith and Funkhauser, both on the lead lap, looking to make their move and make their final positions up. Time running out and lapsing in. The 15 now trying to hold off the 70. Aaron Smith. A solid run and a half here coming up. You can see Funkhauser doing much the same. Quick right now, doing an absolute stellar job, keeping up with the pace, keeping up with the drivers here after all that he's been through here tonight. Aaron Smith in the wheelhouse of his shot here at Vincent Short. Vincent knows he's right there behind him, looking for any opportunity, any golden shots to take it over from him as we go on board with Pengraff. Pretty much been a lap or two down for a good chunk of this race. Got out of that mess and got back into the run zone. And now looking to possibly end the night on a high. Vincent was up really high there. I'm not sure if he took some damage on the right side or not. Hard to really tell. I'm hoping to get a good shot of that right side here. If we can take a look at it here as he goes into turns 3 and 4. Nope, no damage there. He comes out pretty clean, so it looks like he actually did not take the wall. I thought he might have, but it was not to be there. Arger now having the overall presence of Neil Quick popping back in. Neil swinging his way onto the inside zone, making a big run off, big comeback coming up. Just back and forth, throw them at the wall, throw them the haymakers or two, give them everything you got. Just don't quit. That is what it is all about here tonight. They are certainly doing that, and then some. Vincent right back on the inside. Here comes the 70. The virtual racing school is starting to put drivers into school because he is schooling the field on how to make moves around Chicagoland and how to win a race. He's showed how to win a stage, but he wants to win the race here, and he wants to get a piece of that McCann boy up there, Brian. Currently about a second and a tenth ahead of him. Neil Quick falling back and falling prey and victim to that draft zone is really not helping him out whatsoever, and I gotta believe that's just infuriating him more as they go. Down from the final 20 this time by, they'll be down to only 18 laps remaining. Arger and Smith in each other's game plan, each other's wheelhouse. Arger doing a great job right now, keeping with the field, keeping with the pace right at the moment. Kevin McCann, the damage on the right side, got to be slowing him down slightly here as Doug Wysocki, despite his damage, seems to not be phasing him out too much. Quick looking for a moment or looking for a run. Pengraff tries to block him by going up high side. He's going to the bottom. He says, I don't care what you try to do. I'm going to sneak this way in. Says I'll find one way to open up the door for me. And the only difference is he opened up the wrong door. Here comes Kevin McCann now. Up on the middle section. Right down on the bottom stretch here to the front stretch. Coming right out of the back straight away here. You can see Harper looking for an opportunity, looking for an opening. Neil Quick. Much of the same. We can just feel all that run, all that momentum these guys carry. I don't even know how the heck they're even holding off as well as they are, but Brian McCann is not holding up anymore. With only 15 laps to go, can the 3 hold out just a little bit and win this one? He knows how to do it. Remember, he's a former season champion and a race winner on the circuit. But the problem is he's got the reigning points leader and the man everybody wants to knock off that pedestal. When the cup line comes to the end, they will have the playoff races popping on up. And that's where things get really hectic and really crazy. Now charging from 15 to 14 here. McCann and Smith coming up so closer. You can see Smith, man, he is just literally on a full throttle assault charge. He doesn't even care anymore. Not even driving down the bottom. He's just getting every speed, every little bump, every little run he can get. Just looking for that opening, looking for the time and the shot. McCann's big lead he had a little earlier on, you could just see over the course of these last few laps just absolutely dissipated out and lost into time. He knows how fast that Smith is. He knows how fast these drivers are day in and day out. He knows not to give anybody an opportunity to win this. Took quick right in here as well, looking to possibly get one last one up on Kevin McCann. McCann boys pretty much dominated most of this race to start with, but the guys that were in the back have now led and charged up to the front. Top 10 on the lead lap at the moment, as the rest of the field are either out or destroyed completely. Yeah, on board camera here, Neil quickly shows you how close he is to Aaron Smith and how much he's got left in the tank. Looks like there might be a full throttle run coming from Can here. I think he was playing possum out there. And I certainly wouldn't put it past him, but again, he lost so much laps, so much time here. Smith has a good chance to actually get the draft off him. But this go around though, it was a 1/10 of a second faster. Is it going to be the same here for him? Will he be able to keep that up? Now we have 10 laps remaining here. There are only 10 to go. And you can see now it looks as though McCann has finally found the winning strategy and found the way to win this one off. It's like a walk-off home run in his mind, a walk-off celebration. Don't even care about the cameras, just go for big and go for broke. Kyle Pengraff, the number 14, currently in 6th, looking for 5th. He's got McCann right behind him. Remember, everyone is 6th on back. Remember, 7th on back only get about 30 or so points up from downward there. Whereas everyone is 6th and up, they get an extra 2 bonus points for their finish, and the race winner gets 3 for their troubles. But again, has to start in the very back of the pack next week, and you gotta wonder for McCann. Is he going to be it, or even Smith, will they be able to handle the nerves and handle the situation there, knowing they have to trade in the asphalt tires for the dirt tires? Knoxville is no joke. We saw it happen here live on NASCAR Fox and NBC, if you will. There was certainly some battles and certainly some runs there, and I'll tell you what, I was there live and in person, and it is probably one of the greatest shows I've seen in quite some time. I know it wasn't the way everyone wanted to see it end, but I mean, I can say from top to finish, that was one of my most enjoyable times I've had on a show, but I still would throw SRX at the top of that list. Come at me, folks. Kyle Pengraff looking to possibly keep ahead of McCann here just a little longer. He's currently in 6th here, trying to avoid any little trouble or mishaps here. They know the laps are continuing to die off and come up quick. Last minute runs, last minute moves are going to be very, very crucial to victory here. Moving ahead right now, looks like Smith not getting the full runoff anymore. He's really losing it all. Currently, it is McCann ahead by about a second now on Smith. Smith desperately needs help. He needs a chance. He needs a breakthrough. I don't think he's going to get it now with the final 5 up. The flagman held up 5 in the last by there. We got into a 3 wide slew down the back straightaway. Singer and Pengraff with McCann on the bottom. Pengraff the meat of the sandwich, and this time he's not going to get the tasty treat at the end. It's going to be McCann that steals his treat. He wheels it in now to 6th, but Pengraff Looking for an opening. Almost tight swipes in there going to turn one. Had a big shot at taking that one over. Just barely avoids it and barely avoids the situation there. Aaron Smith may have won stage 2, but I don't think he's going to win this race out. But the good news for him is without bonus points, it won't really need it or really won't have to bother with it. Brian McCann is getting one step closer to punching his ticket into the big battles in the playoffs racing that's coming up. Remember, there are only 15 drivers that go on from here that make the cut. He wants to make the cut and wants to be the guy to beat it out this time around out of turn 3 and 4. The green flag will wave for Brian McCann. Flag running high in the air. Next time that you see him, it's a white that transfers over. Cook quick now, trying to get one last little gravitational pull ahead. He's going to have to make his way around Singer. Steve Singer doing everything he can, try to hold him off, trying to keep his way around him. Not going to happen there. 2 to go. You know, quick, man, talk about really holding off as long as he did. Cody Harger, much of the same. And Vincent Short, your top 5. As we lead in with the white flag out now. This is presented by Spartan Logistics Management LLC. And it will be Brian McCann leading him in for turn 1. Down in turn 2. Through the back straightaway. His battle at Martinsville last week proved he can hang with the best. And as he gets prepared to trade the asphalt tires in for the dirt tires at Knoxville next week, he will not have to worry about this week whatsoever. He takes it home to victory lane. Brian McCann is your winner at Chicagoland Speedway. Second, Aaron Smith. Third, Nino Quick. Fourth, Cody Harger. And Kevin McCann with a last dash pass around Vincent Short for that 5th spot. What a finish. That was a huge, big push there for McCann. That was a big getaway for the points as well as the bonus end here. He will get a lot of points from this one and a better chance at staying away from being cut from the line here tonight. He is your race winner. As you can see on the front of that thing, still raising hell and praising Dale while he's at it, because why not? Drivers will put him into the iRacing stance. Top 3 podium finish. Get your cameras ready, folks. That's going to be a good one to take for later on. I'll tell you that much right now. So there is your top 3 drivers there pulling up onto the screen. We'll take it down now and talk with our field here and see how they felt about this one. Waiting in the wings right now, McCann is doing just that, but we're going to go ahead and take it down here with our friend Neil Quick here. He is your 3rd place finisher here tonight. Neil, you definitely pulled off a lot of stops and a lot of battles there, but looked like it unfortunately just kind of boiled down to the length of the tires and the fuel. What happened on the last bit of that race, man?
Yeah, guys, just like what you said. I mean, it's after about 19 or 20 laps, I had just not patient enough with the right front, and just gets a little bit tight, and just battled my way through and gave 'em all I had. Just a couple guys just had a little bit more.
They did indeed, but I mean, still nothing to sneeze at here with the 3rd place finish here, working as hard as you did out here. I gotta ask you, if you could have done anything a little bit differently, would you have tried to do anything here at Chicagoland a little differently?
Just changing up the line a little bit. I think was trying to hit the bottom and really kind of back up the corner, and I think maybe moving a lane up might have saved a little bit more. But I mean, between myself, Brian, and Aaron at the end, basically we kind of stayed the same distance there, and I think we all had the same struggles going on. It was good racing with them guys. It was nice to get some points. Getting in the money of the stages tonight. Stage racing's been a little bit difficult for me, but it was nice to get some of those points tonight and get back in the hunt.
It for sure is, man, and indeed you will be back in the hunt and have a shot at some glory here. But now I gotta ask you, who do you want to thank here for this one here tonight?
Definitely want to thank you guys for broadcasting. You do a great job every week, and Chris Wally and all the admin that help put on the race. Uh, Brian, Reek with Spartan Logistics, my cohorts at R&R Racewear, all those guys, and all the guys we race with week to week. It's a blast, and there's some really good competition in here.
It really is indeed, and there definitely are here, Neil. Congratulations on a third place finish. We'll talk with you soon enough here and later on, my man. But best wishes at Knoxville next week.
Thanks, guys.
Neil Quick there in the number 2, talking with us there as we now send it on down to our second place finisher here tonight. You see him there in that number 70 machine. It's Aaron Smith coming away here, second place tonight here. Aaron, congratulations on a second place finish here. And talk about having to really hit the loud pedal a few times there and try to work with these guys and get up to the spot. But unfortunately for you, it looked like McCann just had a little bit more in this case here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he ran a great race the whole way through. He and Kevin both were digging there from the start to finish, but yeah, just didn't have enough tire to get to him there at the end. Started ninth in that last restart and just missed it.
Just barely missed it. I mean, we know in motorsports sometimes it's always that little small thing in between that just kind of changes the game plan, changes the strategy up. But nevertheless, seemed like you stuck to it for most of the night here after having to work your way from the back. It was just full throttle running off on the end to the front, it wasn't it?
Yeah, I felt like I can get it working up top pretty well, but yeah, that killed the right front too. But it's unfortunate that some of my championship competitors had some pretty bad circumstances over the course of the race, though, because it was certainly fun racing with them in the first stages. But I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
It certainly is indeed, and certainly has been a bit of a rough situation for some out here tonight. But nevertheless, you did make everything work out okay and work out to your favor. Aaron, I gotta ask you, man, as you're coming away second place and continuing your points lead, who do you want to thank you for this one tonight?
Well, I'd like to thank all the folks at the IROC Challenge for putting the show on, y'all for broadcasting, and everyone for watching. Looking forward to next week.
We definitely do indeed here. We'll see you next week in Knoxville, Aaron. Congratulations, though, here at Chicago with the second place finish.
All right, thank you.
Aaron Smith going away with the second place finish here tonight. And now, race fans, he joins me in victory lane. You know who it is, Brian McCann. And of course, says his tag and his thing would show you on there. He was raising hell and still praising Dale. McCann, congratulations, man, in Chicagoland. What a victory here.
Thank you. Doing it for Dell.
You do it for Dale, baby. Well, I gotta ask you, you and Kevin though, you two on the first stage went it back and forth with one another and kept fighting each other out. Then stage 2 rolls around, you fall back a little bit, but then you're starting to move up again. And then now here in the final stage, you get a big break, move up to the front, and pretty much from there it was just smooth sailing, wasn't it?
Yeah, in the stage 1, we were both fighting for the lead. We wanted the bonus points for the most laps led. The draft was so bad I couldn't get around him, and I was burning my right front up, so I just stuck behind him. For stage 2, we gave up the top 3 for stage 2 so we can set up try to go for the win in stage 3.
And you did do that, and then some. It ended up working perfectly in your favor, having to get it all the way to the end, having a good shot at taking that home, and getting that big bonus points. I gotta believe it's gonna help you out big time for the next go around here. But I gotta ask you, as you get ready to prepare for Knoxville, really, how much of the experience you can take throughout the season onto the dirt series? Because I know you guys have been running hard on asphalt, but now you got some dirt coming up here. What are you gonna do there?
Yeah, we run a dirt league few months ago, and that was the first time I've ever driven on dirt, so that helped me get a little bit of experience in the trucks. I don't have much experience in the dirt, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
It will indeed, but we definitely cannot wait for that and then some. But hey, man, you are still the race winner here tonight. What a show it was, and what a way to have it out. So I gotta ask you, man, as you're coming away with a W, who do you want to thank you for this?
Yeah, Marissa, my wife, my family, everybody watching tonight, had quite a few viewers. You guys for doing the broadcast, and everybody who puts this show on.
For sure there, Brian. Appreciate our time here tonight, man. We'll see you next time out in Knoxville, and once again, congrats here at Chicago.
All right, thanks.
Brian McCann, your race winner and the champion here. He will be He'll be the one that sends it off to victory lane. Final race results popping up on your screen right now. It is a solid night indeed for Mr. McCann, as well as Aaron Smith, Neil Quick third, fourth to Cody Harger, fifth to Vincent Shorts, sixth to Kevin McCann, seventh to Kyle Pengraff, eighth to Cook Quick, 9 to Joshua Funkhauser, and then 10 to Doug Wysocki. The rest of the field popping up on your screen, and that's going to pretty much all but wrap it up here tonight for us there at PTM Racing TV. What a show it was, and what a night it was indeed. A lot of big moments and some big situations popping up in between. Definitely set the tone here tonight for our Spartan Logistics Management LLC iRacing IROC series, which again is sponsored by them. Thank you so much for that, as well as our good friends over at R&R Raceware, Loud Pedal Gaming, iRacers Lounge Podcast, and of course, Evidence-Based Mommy, combining science and wellness for thriving families. Thank you again to everybody that helped out with that and supported us. Thank you again to all the folks that tuned on into the show. Can't thank you guys enough. And until next time, I will see you here when the green flag's flying. But for now, be safe. God bless. Take care. I love you guys. See you in a little while.